Chef Averriel Thomas was in town again this year to cook for the Chefs of the World Taste of Fame event. It's an event to help benefit the culinary department of HBCUs. And as I do every year to help, I volunteer my time to address the chefs' tables. Well, since a lot of you are working on your weddings and different events, I thought I'd show you how I put the chefs' tables together and saved a little money while still keeping it very elegant by making my quick coffee filter flower roses. If you were ever thinking of using coffee filter flowers for your event, here's a quick look at how they would turn out. I think they look more natural than silk flowers and are a pretty good substitute for fresh flowers. To make my centerpiece bouquets, I'm using coffee filters, styrofoam bows, leaves from old silk flowers, watercolors, and the hot glue gun. I do have a video on how to make these flowers, but here's a quick version that I'm using for this event. Start by using about 6 coffee filters. Then you're going to fold those in half and fold it in half again and fold it in half once more. Next, I'm going to draw a simple rose petal shape and then cut that shape out. Next, I will unfold these pieces and separate them. And I am rotating each sheet on top of the other so that the petals do not line up together. Next, I'm going to fold those rotated sheets in half and then fold it in half again. Now on the right side of the folded sheets, I'm going to grab the first 2 sheets in the center, close to the center, and I'm going to use needle nose pliers to twist the center as I simultaneously twist the bottom to make a cone shape. And you want the bottom point to be tight, but the petals to be loose and the center to be kind of tight. Next, I'm going to put a little hot glue on the end flap to close the rose up. And then starting from the outside, you're going to fold the petals down or open the petals up all the way up towards the center, and you have a little white rose that looks like this. I want my roses to match my table setting, so instead of dyeing all the coffee filters, I decided to just add a little touch of color using watercolors in the center of the rose. And my table setting is going to be green and silver, so I'm going to mix a little bit of a natural green with green and yellow. And I'm using a light diluted color, and I'm just going to brush inside the center of the rose with some green around the petals right in the inside. In some of these, I went back and added a little more green and a little black to darken it up to give it some variations. Now, I happen to have a lot of extra Dollar Tree flowers from buying flowers for other projects, so I'm going to just save myself some time and use the stems and the leaves from the flowers I already have. Or you can make your own leaves by dyeing the coffee filters with green dye and cutting out leaf shapes. But right now I'm going to just cut the bottom off of my flowers. I'm going to put a little hot glue in the center of the cut, and then I'm going to stick that into the stem of the silk flower leaves. And I'm going to use these as leaves and stems for my flowers. Now, to assemble my flowers, instead of using a large styrofoam ball, which could cost at least $5 each, I'm using 2 styrofoam bowls, and I'm going to hot glue those together to create a ball shape. And I'm using that to poke the roses in and to shape the bouquet. Also, since this styrofoam ball is hollow, I'm putting 1 dot of hot glue on the styrofoam first and then poking the stem in. This will help keep the stem in place. This bouquet will take about 3 dozen of these coffee filter roses. And this just happens to fit perfectly inside my silver centerpiece vase. But if your vase has a smaller opening, you could just add more roses down at the bottom as it tapers down until it fits your opening. This centerpiece I decided to rent for $8 from an event rental place, along with all the other linen for my tables this year. The tables came with white tablecloths, but I rented green tablecloths to go underneath and silver seat covers. The tablecloths were $9 each, and the seat covers were $1.25 each. We also tied a green sash on each seat. These sashes were about 60 cents each. Also to rent for 60 cents each were these green napkins. We folded fancy fleur-de-lis napkins on top of silver charger plates. I used chargers I already had, but you could rent these also. Click on the link above to learn how to fold these fancy napkins. In the center of the table, we placed a tall floral centerpiece along with the crystal candle holders I created for my Crystal Christmas video. Click on the link above to see how I made these. Also to rent was the white table runner for 60 cents each. But after everything was dressed, Chef's tables lit up the room with many compliments. And here's a peek at some of the other beautiful tables at the event. Click on the link above to see the standard and proper place setting positions for plates, silverware, and glasses. The dining room was absolutely beautiful with all the colorful table settings, but none of them compared to the food. Here are a few of the delicious dishes that Chef Thomas cooked for the event.
So for my menu, I'm starting off with gumbo yaya, which is a traditional chicken and sausage gumbo in New Orleans with okra, spicy red peppers, served with rice. The next course I'm serving would be pan-seared diver scallop, seared with fennel seeds and finished with caramelized fennel, onions, and a citrus salad right on top. And then we're doing the crawfish voulevant. So we take the voulevant, which is a puff pastry shell. We build it into almost like a log cabin look. So we take the crawfish, we saute it along with the Trinity and finish it with heavy cream, and I'm using wild and exotic mushroom, finish with the puff pastry shell on top. Moving from that, we're moving into the lamb. It's T-bone lamb that's going to be in an herb crust, finished on top of a Brussels sprout and sweet potato hash. The sauce is a serrano pepper and pineapple. And we're going to finish with just an old southern great dish, chess pie, but my version of the chess pie, which is a chocolate pecan, and it's going to be served with the bourbon whipped cream.
Chef Abe's guests definitely had a full and delicious meal, along with all the other guests who were served by chefs from all over the world, including Obama's personal White House chef, Daniel Thomas. Well, I hope this gave you some great ideas for decorating your tables for your own event. And you can click on the information tab below to find out more about the Chefs of the World Taste of Fame benefit event. Now you can paint on any surface indoor or outdoor and mix millions of colors to create endless home beauty with our Your House a Home metallic multi-surface acrylic paint. Get your set of 8 beautiful colors on sale now at Amazon.com. Also available on Amazon in paperback and ebook is Volume 1 of our Book of Elegant Home Crafts. In it, you'll find step-by-step instructions for garden projects, home decor, event and wedding, even paper plants and flowers. And right now, only from my online bookstore, you can get the hardcover coffee table book for $10 off by using the coupon code in the description tab below. Follow me on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and Snapchat at Your Hustle Home and Your Hustle Home TV for daily home, food, and gardening tips.